Hi, I want to talk to you today about gratitude. You know, we are in the month of Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, and this is about giving thanks. So that's why I thought, this is a neat time to talk about gratitude. And you may be thinking, well, why? Like, why? I mean, people who've been following me or whatever, they know I focus on weight loss. But, weight loss is a mind body experience. And gratitude does come into this. And let me explain why. First of all, can you see yourself in this example? And I hear this all the time from my own clients before they start working with me. Often, they'll say, oh, I'm an emotional eater. Or when I feel things, it's stress. So it's like, maybe there's anger, there's resentment, there's stress, there's anxiety, there's worry, there's fear, these kind of negative type emotions that can be pretty powerful when they get a bit much. They can be a trigger for a lot of people to turn to their comfort foods, right? So it's like, whatever it is, that comfort food, it gives a rise in endorphins and dopamine, and it feels good. That's the stuff in your brain that makes you feel good, and temporarily kind of feels like it's bringing your stress response down. Because these emotions, they trigger the stress response, that's fight or flight. And food is a quick fix, right? It doesn't actually help you deal with it, and it has consequences. Obviously, when people from health are trying to lose weight, it's not a great reaction to have. But it is what it is. And over time, we condition our brain. This is the cycle we get on. So do you see yourself there? Do you see how, yep, I get it. And what do you do about it? And it's strong. It's powerful. It's not just, oh, if I had more discipline, I can get through this. It's like, no, it's like coming from a different part of your brain. It's powerful. There's a reason for this. This is where gratitude, believe it or not, comes into the mix. So when you have these situations in life, and we all have, certainly with COVID and everything, people have, some people have had the rug pulled out from under them, various levels of stress and anxieties and fears, and it's bringing up a lot of things for people, that exacerbates this whole cycle. So how do we change it? Well, one of the things is if you can bring down that response, that stress response, or fight or flight response. You can't always fix the situations that are actually triggering that response. But the one thing you do have control over is your perspective in it and how you look at it. And therefore, how you look at it, the lens you look at it through, will affect how you respond to it. Meaning, are you going to activate the stress response? Is it going to activate fight or flight? Or can you put it in a different perspective? And when you do, it's like a buffer. It just brings that whole response down. And by that, then that means instead of going into this primal part of your brain where you've got the trigger, the situation triggers the stress response, that triggers the desire for food, and you're caught in this cycle, that is in a different part of your brain, more primitive part of your brain. But when you have a way of kind of shifting perspective on the situation, looking at it in a different lens, then lessens the stress response, then you're able to use what's called your prefrontal cortex. So this is more the executive functioning. It's going to help you deal with the actual situation, whatever it is. You may find that you get more into a problem-solving kind of mentality as opposed to reactionary. But also, it's going to empower you to be able to make more mindful choices around food as opposed to this reactionary, this happened, I need my chocolate. Now you can kind of go, this happened, okay, shift perspective, get a better balance on this. Oh, maybe I can handle this differently, the situation, but also you're not like, oh, I need my chocolate. You may think about it, you may think I want my chocolate, but in fact you kind of go, yeah, but you know what, I know what's going on here, I don't really need it. And therefore you can move through this without turning to food. And that's how this comes up a lot within all the people I work with to varying degrees. This is a very common phenomenon. So gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions or states you can put yourself into to really bring this whole stress response down, to give you a shift in your perspective on whatever it is that's troubling you. And because when we feel grateful for what we do have, for what's going well in our lives, then it balances out. Because when we have things that are really bothering us, they can become pretty consuming, and suddenly it feels like our life's like horrible. But we've let this situation or event or whatever it is just kind of permeate all areas of our life. It's one area. So gratitude, and one of the things I would recommend, my tip for you, is do what I call gratitude journaling. You get in the habit every night. You write down, make yourself write down. There may be days where honestly you're like, I'm not grateful for anything. I've had the worst day ever, the worst week ever. Force yourself, because there is something. There are always things that are going well in life. There's always some element, something you can be grateful for. Make yourself look for it. And you know, it's interesting in the brain pattern, people do this, the more they force themselves to look for this, and some days it may feel like you're forcing yourself, but the more that people do this, then it starts to become a way of being. Then they start to look at it more. They start to take notice of these things that they're kind of a bit oblivious to, the things that they are grateful for. You know, whatever, you know, I have a roof over my head, I have food, I have people around me that, you know, care for me, love me, you know, whatever it is, just looking at the bigger picture and putting everything in perspective. So each night you write down 3, 5, you can do more, awesome. Write down all the things that you're grateful for. Chuck it down, could be just maybe for that day. Maybe initially it's the same few things that keep coming up and over, but eventually you'll see that it will expand and it will shift into other areas in your life. So when you do this, this starts to change your overall perspective, and you'll find that you are less reactionary to situations when they do come up, because just overall you're feeling just generally more grateful for what you do have in life and how things are going. And yes, things happen, and yes, there can be pretty tough situations life throws at us for sure, but you've got perspective on it. You don't slide down into this really intense negative state that then triggers a food reaction. So it's great for stress reduction, but certainly as well it's going to help you if you are somebody who turns to food to make yourself feel better. So that's my tip. So in this month of October, the month of Thanksgiving, what can you be grateful for? You know, have fun with it. And really try to feel it. Like, don't just do a checklist like check. Like, really try to, as you're doing it, like, feel what that is and feel the gratitude. And it'll be a very transformative experience for you. Start doing that every day. It doesn't take long at all. So enjoy and be grateful. I'm grateful that you're watching this. I'm grateful that I get to help people every day of the life. I mean, you know, what more could one want in what I do for work? So that's what I'm grateful for. Anyways, have a great rest of your month, and I look forward to connecting with you again. Bye.